where do you find your almost your community if it's not on social media? How do you find your community?
Yeah, that's a good question. And before we got started here with, we were just chatting and you mentioned the idea of introversion versus extroversion. And for me, I tend to be pretty introverted. I wouldn't say that I'm completely on the introverted side of things, but when it comes to community, I don't find a lot of value in being in pods or Facebook groups or those types of things. I've just found that I've been a part of them in the past, and I've found that they don't do a good job of surfacing quality information. If you're trying to learn a skill, mm-hmm. the information that you're receiving in those groups is, especially in business or marketing related groups, because people are incentivized. Business is a sort of social label. Being an entrepreneur or a creator or a business owner, these types of things give people credibility. And so you'll find that a lot of the content that people are posting in these groups is designed to increase their own social status rather than to ask legitimate questions or to be helpful to others in the community. And so there's a lot of things that you have to sift through in order to really find quality information. So from a learning perspective, I didn't find a lot of value in those types of communities. When it comes to running sort of my own business community, a lot of that is run through me, and it's through the interactions that I have with individuals, whether it's emailing back and forth, whether it's a conversation like the one we're having. I don't run and again, this is because I'm introverted and because I haven't had a lot of personal value in the community. There's definitely value in being able to get your questions answered and in the accountability that some communities can provide. But currently, the way that I provide it is just individually, whether it's answering emails or it's holding clients accountable in other ways. I get my sense of community from my personal relationships. It's with my friends, with my wife, my family. That's really where I get my sense of community. And I prefer, as a sort of introverted type of person, I prefer to have these small groups of 1, 2, 3 people that I know really well. And that is all the social interaction I need.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you with this. It's being an introvert, it's almost like we are now giving ourselves permission to run businesses the way we want to run them. Social media, being part of groups, being part of everything, it can be a really noisy place for us and overwhelming with all the stuff that comes at you. And like you said, having the one-to-one emails or the one-to-one conversations, that is more conducive for introverts to process. We like to process information differently. We like to think about things, analyze things. And having the conversations is where we get the most benefit, as opposed to lots of people typing away on a keyboard, but it feels like shouting. It feels like, being shouted at with all the questions or something. So I can really I can understand where you're coming from with having the community and building the relationships and having the conversations.